So we're just going to make sure that the players choose the correct races, as both of them are selecting Terran right now. We would be delighted to see TTOne play Protoss. Now, Pain.User is a higher-seeded player here, as he has been playing in many MLGs for a long time and performing quite well. And it looks like we are going into the losers bracket final of Pain.User from Lazarus Gaming. Give him a cheer if you want him to be up against Liquid Jinro for the rematch. Or if you want the Protoss hero TTOne to win, give a cheer for TTOne from Fnatic MSI.
And Day, after watching both of these guys play some matches, of course, TTOne, the first outing he got on the stream was here today. But don't let that make you think that he didn't have some amazing matches leading up to this point. And one of the things that's been really clued in on here for TTOne is the fact that he does have this very clean, very forward and very personal style play. Like, he knows how he wants to play Protoss, and he just executes very well. Where Pain.User, again, sort of unorthodox. He really is changing things up consistently throughout his games, and I think this will be a really intense matchup.
We do have Pain.User spawning in the top right as the red Protoss from Team Lazarus Gaming. In the bottom left, we have TTOne from Fnatic MSI building that pylon tight to his Nexus. Doesn't want to have any risk of having vulnerable buildings to any Hellions, or more importantly, those early Reapers and Marauders.
Right, and we have seen Pain.User going, opting for those early Reapers, just mainly as a scouting tool to get as much information as possible. If he has the opportunity to snipe a worker, great, but it's not necessarily the sole means for why he's bringing that Reaper out. We'll see what he's going to decide to do. Of course, the supply depot's down, and just building some more SCVs. Pain.User is actually going to check the back door first, and then go ahead and scout through the remainder of the map.
We do see him moving down southward to those Xel'Naga towers. TTOne chrono boosting everything on his Nexus right now. Doesn't want to worry about having a weakened economy later on. We do see the Manor push-up depot getting some exercise right there. Barracks and refineries down because this is apparently a very loud part of the screen thanks to that supply depot. Let's watch this peaceful scouting SCV.
Yes, peaceful scouting SCV. They will pass one another. The SCV a little bit further ahead as he's just now going up the ramp here of TTOne's base. You'll see that gateway is nearing completion. The gas is just finished, and guys have been put on gas. And then, of course, well, that's about all he's going to get from that intel grab right there.
One thing I love about watching TTOne play is how exact his placement is. This is the exact same spot we saw that cybernetics core go down in his earlier game against Liquid Jinro, where he did manage to take the win. Pain.User is throwing down some Marines, getting his command center morphed into an orbital command, is not really making anything at this point. Oh, another barracks going down, and immediately the tech lad. Pain.User wanted to kill that probe before it scouted anything.
And he did manage to eject him out of his base. He's leaving this one Marine right there just to make sure no one else is going to get in, as Pain.User continues to get some intel here. No units coming out of that gateway yet. We're guessing we'll just see that Stalker the moment the Psy-Core finishes, and look at that, not even missing a beat as it queues right up and gets ready. Second gateway down as well, and Pain.User will quickly leave the base.
We do see that is there combat shielding research? Yes, indeed. There's a Marauder also popping out. Marauders help make you rush-proof, as anytime Protoss does push up, you can pick off the slowed units, and wow, TTOne going for 3 warp gates quite quickly, and even this assimilator is coming out late since he got that second gateway so early, and all that chrono boost appears to be devoted to getting that warp gate up as fast as possible. Might be doing some early pressure to do an easy win.
All right, well, early pressure and his timings and just the perfect composition of units in his control have been something that have benefited him throughout this entire tournament. We now have Marauders coming out, assisting the Marines, and the concussive cells are nearing completion as they'll finish right there, and he's got that ready for his Marauders. Still on 1 gas over here for Pain.User, and he's started to move a few units to the Xel'Naga towers, and there is 1 Stalker there from TTOne.
Looks like this Stalker will end up retreating. 1 Marauder actually beats a Stalker in a one-on-one fight. Pylon going down for TTOne. It looks like he wants to do a big push early, already getting a lot of gateway units up, and Warp Gate has just now finished. And as we go over to Pain.User's base, oh no, he's just now building a reactor. That is going to take an incredibly long time to build. As we see, it has been only building for 20 seconds, a full half minute of time until it is complete, and this push from TTOne could be devastating to Pain.User.
And he will go ahead and stop that scouting pro from making his way in, but here come the units from TTOne. We've got 3 sentries, 2 zealots, and of course a stalker out in front, and we've got, well, warp gates are done, so I'm not sure if he's going to make another forward pylon, but that one over on the wing is pretty far away, but no, he's going to warp his units in right there, feel safe about it, so we will have reinforcing units for TTOne.
Uh-oh. Go to the unit counting station. 3 Marauders and 2 Zealots against 4 Stalkers. Or 4 Marauders, 2 Marines against 2 Zealots, 4 Stalkers, 3 Sentries. He could easily throw down some very nice force fields. That reactor has just now finished, so there's some Marines coming up. Is TT1 going to go for a bust right now, or perhaps just a contain? Oh, yep, there's the one very bold Marauder that will get himself shot to death.
Yeah, the force fields can make a huge difference. Just losing 1 Marauder there in battle. We will have another one reinforcing as well. But this is a scary moment here for Pain.User. It does look like he is going to try to throw down a bunker here to stop the expansion, but it won't take much for him to get rid of it and get that Nexus up.
And this is looking very reminiscent of the early days of the beta when players would, these obnoxious contains, and there goes down the Marauder. Needs to be careful not to lose any of those Zealots, and that right now that's been 2 free Marauders for our Protoss player, TT1.
Yeah, he doesn't want to keep on throwing away those units. But good force fields forcing those players out, and he is continuing to reinforce from that pylon over there on the wing that leads through the back door over to Pain.User. Again, this army's just continuing to grow, and the Nexus has gone down, so TT1 got to be feeling in a great position right now.
Yeah, I mean, these 3 sentries. Look, another sentry coming up. Is he going to go for the Infina force field, never letting his opponent leave his base? It's actually a very, very underused tactic. We do see the starport only just now beginning, but it's going to be a very difficult task to break this ramp.
Yep, starport's got a long ways to go. He is going to put a bunker here at the top, and we'll see what he's going to populate that and just have a little bit of extra meat there as his opponent may move up the ramp, but likely not going to happen. Probably be completely fine with these contained. 1 Marine's going to go out this time, a little bit better than losing one of those Marauders. But this army just continuing to grow here for TT1. Number of Stalkers up to 6, 4 sentries. Got a great little spread right there as well, and a second bunker will go down.
Looks like the observatory is going up. TT1 now adding on more gateways, not going for that very usual fast Colossus that we saw him do in all those games against Jinro. More bunkers going up from Pain.User, and I don't actually think he needs these, but feels under such pressure seeing this swell of units. He's going to invest in it just in case. Pain.User, very much so a cautious player, has a lot more comfort in the late game.
And we saw TT1 do this in his match versus Jinro. He's got a pylon over here on the far right expansion, and then he's built another one, just a hop, skip, and a jump up that's going to be much quicker to reinforce these units. Very wise. Also gives him vision because that starport's up, and you can see all these units moving to the back. He may try to ferry them out of here. Of course, that pylon will see exactly what's going on.
Does look like the 2 medevacs are out, and here's a big set of units geared up to do the drop. Pain.User has to be careful with that rally. It doesn't get spotted. That probe did march up the ramp. It sees the 2 bunkers, and that's going to make TT1 real suspicious. What are those bunkers for if not for a really big drop coming up? He smells it, and now he sees it, using both of those senses to get rid of those medevacs.
Yeah, and he'll go ahead and just drop these pylons right here. I think that's a smart move. He knows that the element of surprise is no longer in his favor. Doesn't catch this one that's just to the northeast of there, but he has, oh, there he does catch it. So he'll drop that and take that down as well. More importantly, though, he's gotten TT1 out of there, but he had him contained for such a long time. The command center just now floating over.
Yeah.
So what does that mean? Where does that put him? And look at TT1 in the position. He's expecting maybe this drop to come in.
Yeah, really, without any control over these Xel'Naga watchtowers, he's basically playing a guessing game. And of course, no Protoss player, no Stacraft player likes guessing to win. They will play cautious and get that observer out. And here's a much more delayed Robo Bay. Having all those Immortals out beforehand are going to help tremendously against that Marauder to count.
All right, well, looking at things, we've also got a Ghost Academy going down. I think it's a wise move. We see that used very often. We do have an observer just checking out both the split in the middle of the army that we've got from Pain.User. Looks like he's going to scan and try to take that out. So he gets right over the top of it and eliminates it. He's got his expansion up, dropping some mules in there as well, and he has moved forward just a little bit. He's also, again, very General-esque, got this little tiny force that's going to go in through the back door, try to do some damage, but look at all these units that are at that front expansion. He's also got a few in his base as well, so he's got a really large army.
And here comes the little assault force. They managed to take out 1 probe, 2, 3. Will they get any more? It looks like they did 4 or 5 probes worth of damage, and there is the beautiful force field sandwich. Look at how cleanly placed they are. Very, very nice, but still getting a 6th and 7th probe, so TTOne will have to replenish those with some chrono boost.
And they are about even on the worker count, 48 for Pain.User and 50 for TTOne. But we've also got, well, the ghosts, I'm guessing we're going to see coming up pretty soon here, along with an armory going down as well.
Yeah, and this is going to be very, very helpful. We do see that there are bunkers going down. Pain.User, again, very much so a just-in-case player. Really does not want to die at this point, and I think that due to the brilliance of that Thor Banshee transition, he is gearing up to win at that phase in the game. He just doesn't want to die early on. He's not even going to really do too much pressure early on, just wants to be very stable, have a solid force. Now, Wheat, if you thought this army was big, there's the other half of it coming to join. This could be potentially game-ending.
Yeah, it's exactly it. You know, he had the ability to spread out across his base and also maybe make his army look a little bit smaller than it actually was. That little force from Pain.User that went into the back, and you can see he's got another one going around the back, but he may need all the units that he's got because here comes a big push.
Oh, there's the stim. Pain.User pulling back, letting the bunkers take the damage, but those immortals swinging around the sides are doing huge damage. No ghosts out yet. Amazing timing by TTOne. What a one-sided fight. Look at how many units he has. He is obliterating the force of Pain.User. Just a tank, Viking, a handful of medevacs, and this counter push is going to be the one hope for Pain.User. But look at this, TTOne spots it, is just going to let these probes die as he goes in for the win.
Yeah, it doesn't even matter at this point. He could just win via brute force here. He's going to take out these production. They're no longer building. He's going to go after this expansion as if he wasn't contained enough. He makes a beautiful push, stops him with the force field at the ramp.
And goodbye, Orbital Command. Pain.User no longer has an Expo Unmorphed Command Center. Humorously enough, with 1337 life floating for its dear life in the corner. We do see Pain.User trying to build more, but oh no, looks like that tank doing some good damage. That hardened shell of the Immortals absorbing a lot of hits.
Oh, and Colossus coming in to reinforce from the back will completely annihilate these SCVs as well. It's looking hopeless here for Pain.User, but he's holding on for dear life. This one siege tank, the hero.
Oh.
Second one coming in. Another force field to stop the reinforcements, but just look at that army.
And there's the good game. TTOne playing in a